I had a mother that was over the top. So I had a lot of anxiety with that.
Surrounding that.
Yeah. Where I was like, does that guy like want to have sex with me right away? Or is that guy going to attack me? Or,
So she's projecting her own fears onto you.
Right. I never was molested, thank God, because she put that on me. But however, it's weird too, because
but it also gave you a sense of a fear.
It was a fear. It was the opposite, right? So, but also I have a dad that's, 80% hard of hearing, and he's not very cuddly. So when I was getting older, when I was about like 14, 15, I would see these little girls on their daddy's laps, like 2 years old, like kissing them on the mouth. And I thought that was like weird, like sexual. I thought it was weird because I never grew up like that. Oh. So I was always like, is that okay? Like, so I was kind of the opposite of like not knowing.
Right.
Yeah. And then I would have, my favorite show, The Cosby Show on. And my mom, he tried with my mom. Oh, yes,
that's right.
She was like the second person. She got out of it. But I remember her being like, that's a predator. I'm like, I'm 12 years old. I'm like, what does that mean? So I learned a lot of this language from, she didn't tell me not to watch it, but, she hated him, obviously.
Yeah, clearly.
I really can't stand him either right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like over the top educated with that, which I found really interesting. But but definition,
Because just before you move on, like it's weird because her fears or her experiences were projected onto you, so that translated into fear of the other. Of the opposite sex. And so in that period of puberty where you're discovering, just like intimacy, how did that go? Because that kind of
it didn't go.
But I mean, there's a natural flow to that, discovering that. You kind of have to, there's a healthy way of doing that, from just holding hands to kissing, flirting, affection, like how that's okay. It's not a bad thing.
Right.
So, but it's just a matter of boundaries and understanding what they are and, when you're ready and all that and having that conversation. But because she did that and you had that, how did that affect that process for you? And then into your 20s when you are sexually active.
Not great. I always was in control of most of my relationships for that, because I knew that they couldn't hurt me, because I was always nervous that I didn't know how to do the flirting. I still don't know how to flirt. I don't know how. I know how to like tell you I don't, like, I'm serial-monogamous a lot of times.
There's still awkwardness there from
but I'm like, I don't know. It kind of it got me to trust my gut a lot with men, like to get to know them as well, but I'm not very good at.
But are you predisposed to thinking negatively about men then because of that?
No, I don't. I really, and I love guys. Like, I love them. Sure. However, I also grew up with, I became friends with them first, right? So then I would hear them, we all have a friend in common too, that I have a lot of womanizing friends, guys that are womanizer. And some of you guys are like, how the hell are you friends with them? It made me so that I got close to the guys, never was sexual with them. But then I'd hear the stories of them having sex with other women. And then I would be like.
And the way they talked about it.
Yeah. And then I would be like, oh, hell no. So it kind of validated that for me to be like.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good with staying on the sidelines a lot.
Right.
Trying to be in control. However, with my husband now, I've matured because I'm not we're both very strong, and I've learned a lot of intimacy through both of us being strong and negotiate, and that comes with age. But no, I've not been good at intimacy. I've never I've tried to be, but I think that from the beginning has taught me, like, keep them, that when I say I'm not part of the Me Too movement, I don't mean to brag like, oh, I'm not part. No, it's more of like, I've always been extra cautious and anxiety ridden from not men entirely, just, it's not men entirely. It's just the intimacy of the sexual consent and the boundaries. And I get fearful. I think I was fearful young that they would cross that line.
Right. But now with your husband, you've allowed yourself to be vulnerable so that you can discover what that softness is.
Yes.